Hey everyone, Chelsea here from Sew Simple Home. Today's project is one that I think everybody's going to enjoy. We are making a cushion for chairs. So at our house, we host a lot of big family get-togethers, and we have folding chairs that are not really comfortable. So I thought it might be fun to create some removable cushions for those chairs. And this project came together really, really fast, and it's something I think is useful for you and something that you'll enjoy. So this is my cushion that I made. It has two straps on the back, so you can tie it to either the legs or the back, depending on the type of chair that you have, but you're able to tie it so that the cushion stays in place. It has a pocket opening, so you can put your foam inside or take it out if you need, or if you want to make it just a little bit bigger, you could add 2 pieces of foam so you can wash this easily, remove it from the foam, because if your family's anything like mine, everybody gets everything dirty and messy, so being able to wash things is great. Now for this particular one, we're making it really simple and square. You can go through and actually round your corners if you want it to have a little more of a custom look. Like I said, we're just going to make this super simple, lots of straight lines, straight cutting, and a really fast, good beginner project. So let's get started. Now, material-wise, you are going to need some type of cushion. I bought this pack of 4 foam cushions from Walmart. It's Polyfill is the brand, which I love using Polyfill. So it's a nice, soft, about 1-inch thick cushion. So it's not super thick. So if you're looking for something, if you have some back problems or hip problems and you're looking for something a little bit softer, this isn't going to be maybe as thick as you might want. You might want to do 2 cushions or find some other foam. So this particular project is for this 1-inch thick foam. Now, if you're going to get 2 inches or 3 inches, the thicker your foam, you're going to add about 2 to 3 inches to the pattern. So our pattern is 17 inches by 17 inches. So this piece of foam is 16 by 16. And so we're just giving it just enough for our 1/4 inch seam allowance all the way around so that we have enough thickness to put our layers together. So if you wanted to do 2 layers of this, I would add another inch to 1.5 inches so that you're able to put your cushion, your second layer of cushions in. Hopefully that makes sense. So you're going to need 1 square of 17 inch by 17 inch. You're going to need 2 rectangles that measure 17 inches by 11 inches. Okay, and these will be what we kind of make the pocket with. We'll overlap them so that we can open it up. Very similar to if you've ever made an envelope pillow. We're making basically an envelope pillow with ties on the side. So then you're going to need 2 ties, and these ties are going to measure 2 inches by 21 inches. So that's what you're going to need. Now, you can do it all in one color like I did the original one here. It's all in this blue, the straps and the pocket, or excuse me, I guess it is pocket, but the cushion cover. I'm doing a yellow with the blue just because I didn't have quite enough of the yellow fabric. Plus, they're all going to be at my house, and so, you can kind of mix and match the colors, and I like the yellow on blue. First thing we're going to do is our straps. So we're going to take our straps and fold them half, matching the long side, and we're going to stitch them together at just 1/4 inch all the way down. And 1/4 inch is right on the edge of the presser foot. So as I was growing up, this is folding it hot dog style. Then we're going to do the same thing on this other one. can see here I'm just chain stitching, which means I don't cut my thread in between pieces. Saves me a little bit of thread. All right. So there are my two straps. And now we're just going to turn them right side out. I guess they're not straps, two ties. Straps is just easy, but these are ties. They're going to just tie the cushion to the chair. Now the other thing, you could definitely use these cushions on other chairs other than folding chairs. If you have dining room, kitchen chairs that you'd like to cover, because they're kind of hard, you can do the same process. You could customize it to your chairs. You could take a piece of paper and kind of draw a template pattern of your chair so that you can cut your cushion to the appropriate size. And if you do that, so if you cut your cushion down to the size of your chair, then you're just going to add a 1 inch, I guess you wouldn't say a seam allowance, but you'd add 1 inch all the way around to your cushion, and then just do the same process. So you'd have to come up with some of your own measurements to cut out the front of your cushion and the two pieces for the pocket, but the process is the same. So that's kind of nice if you want to do something a little more custom for the shape of your chairs. But this is just such a simple and fast project. I mean, you're going to have it done in, 20 minutes, half hour maybe, from start to finish, which is something I love. I love a quick project that I'm like, oh, I can do that really fast. If you have outdoor furniture you just want to add a little cushion to, you can do the same thing. You could even not put ties on it. So if you had like some wicker like armchairs or something that there wasn't anything really that you could tie your cushions to, you could use this same method and just not add the ties to your cushion. So lots of choices here. And like I said, I got my my foam cushion pads from Walmart in a 4-pack. With Joann closing, a lot of people are frustrated. You can check out Michael's, see if Michael's has some. You can check out a lot of online realtors. A lot of online retailers may have them. And you can go directly to sites like Polyfill and see where they sell. There's my two ties. Now to finish them off, I'm actually just going to fold it 1/4 inch, fold it another 1/4 inch to kind of encase that raw edge. And then I'm just going to sew across and back and do the same thing on all of my edges, just to kind of finish them off, so that the raw edges is not fraying on me. Just kind of a simple process, nothing special. You could turn the edges right side in and do something like that, but we're just going to make it super simple on ourselves here. All right. All my ties here, trim them, trim all those threads. And there's my two ties all ready to go. Now we're going to work on the back side of the pocket. So we're taking our two pieces, 11 by 17 inches. And we're going to take one of each of the sides and press down about 1/4 inch, and then press it another 1/4 inch. So 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch, like that. And this is going to be our hem to close off the envelope portion of this little pillow. So there's one. And let's do the other one here. Now make sure my fabric doesn't have a right side or a wrong side. So I'm not being super cautious as to what side I'm pressing. But if you have material that has a right side and a wrong side, just make sure you're pressing towards the wrong side. And if it is a directional print, that means if the design only goes one direction, make sure you're aware of that so that what you're pressing, you don't end up with upside down designs, because that's always frustrating. All right, so we pressed that. Now we're just going to hem it. Just go all the way down. Both sides. And then just take a moment and kind of press those flat. I think that's good. And now we're going to put all our pieces together. So we're going to take our front of our cushion. We're going to take our 2 ties. One's going to come about 1 inch down from the back side. And then the same thing with the other one. Fold it in half and come about 1 inch down. Okay, so they're inside, they're on the inside. Then we're going to take our back pieces, our 2 back pocket pieces, and we're going to place them right sides together. So we're putting it down over on this side. And we're putting it down on this side, matching our edges and our tops and our bottoms. And then we can take our pins and pin those ties together. Make sure that they don't move while we're sewing. And then we can pin our pocket overlap together to make sure that everybody is nice and flat. Come down here, match those corners. Match this corner, just making sure everybody stays together. All right, now we're going to sew it, and we literally are just going to sew around the square at 1/4 inch. So we're just going to start in one corner and go all the way around. All right, there it is. One side, the other side. Now you can leave it like this and go ahead and turn it. I'm actually going to finish the seam allowances with a zigzag stitch, just to make sure that they don't fray, because these are probably going to get a lot of use. So I'm just putting my machine on a zigzag, and along that outside edge, I'm finishing off the seam. And you could do any seam finish that you want. You could use pinking shears. That's actually a really good choice. I will often use pinking shears just because it's fast and it doesn't use thread. So there's my zigzag. Like I said, you can use pinking shears. So we'll start here. I'll just show you. Here's my pinking shears, and I'm just trimming it all up. But it also makes it so that that fabric won't fray when I turn things and I start using this, and you know, I put the cushion in and everything kind of moves around. All right, there's our cushion. Now you can also come in and clip your corners if you would like more pointed corners. And I said earlier in the video, if you're going to customize it, you can come in and curve your corners. You'd have to curve your corners on your cushion as well. So here is my pressing mat. Do you see how it's curved? But the corners of my cushion cover are also curved. So you'd have to do both. But like I said, we're just doing it really simple today and just making it super fast and easy on everybody. You can just whip up a bunch of these for any family event to put on some of those uncomfortable chairs so that grandma has a nice comfy chair to sit in. Okay. And then I like to use a wooden dowel and put in my corners, and I can get nice pointed corners there. Okay. So there is kind of our cushion pocket. Now we just get to put our cushion inside. We're just gonna kind of fold it and then open this side and fold it. Until it unfolds. Kind of wonky in there. It kind of grips the fabric, so you kind of have to go in and straighten it out and flatten it so it's not gripping the curves in a weird way. Oh, see how it just does? There we go. A little better. Now this is kind of wrinkled up, so let's add a little press there. And there is our little cushion cover. And these little ties on the side, you can wrap around the leg or on the back or whatever, and then you can tie them in a little square knot. And there is enough material that you can kind of tie them into a little bow, depending on how thick of legs that you have for your chair. But there is your simple chair cushion cover. Like I said at the beginning, you can take the cushion out so that you can wash the cover. It'll fit on a regular folding chair. It can work on some dining room chairs depending on the shape, and you can customize it. The process is the same. You're just adding an extra inch to whatever your pattern is so that the cushion has enough give on the side and enough leeway that it won't pucker and bend and be weird. You want it to lay flat so somebody's not sitting on a cushion that's like wonky. So that is the project. There is a link in the description if you want the photo tutorial along with all of the measurements, supplies, where you can get the cushions, all of that stuff. So head over there and grab that. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Let me know what you think, and if you're going to make yourself some cushion covers for your folding chairs. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.